gas pipelines, drinking water pipelines, or high-pressure water pipelines for electricity generation. Every day, underground pipelines provide an important contribution to our supply. Extended over decades, the pipeline system has become an indispensable part of our infrastructure. Where steel is used, there is a corrosion risk. In order to avoid it, and to guarantee a life expectancy as long as possible, these pipelines are provided with an insulating coating. This coating, however, may have imperfections that can lead to corrosion at those points. As a visual control of the pipeline's condition is not easily possible, defects are often recognized too late, leading to laborious and expensive reconstruction. Suicorr plc, located in Dietikon, Switzerland, has specialized in this problem. CEO Daniel Oberhansley and his team possess many years of experience in all fields of corrosion protection for pipelines. From the preliminary inspection to elaboration of full protection concepts through to realization, suicorr plc offers everything to reliably protect underground pipelines from corrosion.
Bei konventionellen Instandsetzungen und Zustandsuntersuchungen von unterirdischen Rohrleitungen ist es erforderlich, die Leitungen freizulegen, was kosten- und arbeitsintensiv ist. Wir von der Firma suicorr sind darauf spezialisiert, die Analysen und Schutzmaßnahmen ohne die Freilegung durchzuführen. Dabei kommt insbesondere der kathodische Korrosionsschutz, kurz KKS genannt, zum Einsatz. Durch die gezielte Abgabe von Schutzstrom wird die Korrosion unterbunden.
To illustrate the functionality and the possibilities of KKS, we have to first identify the reasons for corrosion in underground pipelines. If iron is in direct contact with humid ground, it will inevitably start to corrode, commonly called rusting. Thus, steel pipelines have a coating of electric insulating material that protects the pipeline from corrosion. But if this coating gets small defects, caused by careless laying, material defects, or just by aging, the steel is in direct contact with the ground and begins to corrode in that area. A very common reason for corrosion is the formation of galvanic elements due to the different layers in which the pipeline is buried. Iron assumes different electrochemical corrosion potentials in contact with different materials. For example, with a foundation in clay soil, the electrochemical potential is clearly more negative than in sandy gravel. If the coating has defects in different beds, this leads to potential differences similar to a battery. The more negative potential turns into an anode, and the more positive into a cathode. This generates a small compensating current which flows through the ground. At the spots where this current exits, the iron corrosion begins, and in unfavorable conditions, it can consume as much as 1 mm a year of the covering.
Beim kathodischen Korrosionsschutz setzen wir den Hebel bei genau diesem Stromkreis an. Mit einem gezielten Gegenstrom neutralisieren wir den natürlichen, aber schädlichen Korrosionsstrom. Bei kleinen Anlagen geschieht dies mit Opferanoden, bei großen Anlagen mit Fremdstromsystemen.
With the use of external current systems, we bury some anodes in specific places, supplied by a rectifier, that release a low current flow into the ground. This protective current enters the pipeline through the defective spots and flows across the pipeline and then through a further cable connection back to the rectifier. This generates a current flow that suppresses the damaging current exit and prevents corrosion. KKS is an excellent instrument for the maintenance of different underground steel pipelines. For gas pipelines, with a pressure of 5 bar or more, this method is even required by law. Mr. Theodor Cherkes from the Federal Pipelines Inspectorate, ERI, knows the possibilities of KKS very well. As a responsible supervisory authority, ERI deals every day with the control of gas pipelines.
Richtig angewandt ist der kathodische Korrosionsschutz eine sehr zuverlässige Methode, den Korrosionsschutz von Rohrleitungen langfristig zu gewährleisten. Durch unsere Tätigkeiten garantieren wir zusammen mit den KKS-Firmen, dass die KKS-Anlagen gemäß den gültigen Vorschriften geplant und gebaut werden.
In order to successfully install a KKS system, some requirements should be fulfilled. The pipeline has to be situated in an electrical conductive material like ground or water and must be protected by an electrical insulating coating. Furthermore, the pipeline has to be electrically longitudinal conducting and, if possible, electrically separated from all the other structures.
In einer ersten Phase analysieren wir für unsere Kunden sämtliche Rahmenbedingungen. Durch verschiedene Messungen ist es möglich, eine Aussage über den Zustand der erdverlegten Struktur zu treffen und daraus zu entscheiden, ob ein KKS-System sinnvoll ist. Ist dies der Fall, übernehmen wir die Planung, die Installation und den späteren Unterhalt der Anlage.
By the installation of such a KKS system, the operator has a further big advantage: a continuous monitoring of the pipelines. By periodic control measurements, it is possible to detect changes in the protective current flow that indicate damages of the coating or modified general conditions. A person who knows these advantages very well is Ulrich Häfliger of the City Department Works in St. Gallen, where a large part of the water and gas distribution system is protected by KKS.
Für uns als Betreiber von Rohrnetzsystemen spielt neben dem verlässlichen Schutz die permanente Überwachung eine zentrale Rolle. Dank den regelmäßigen Funktionsmessungen können Veränderungen festgestellt und Maßnahmen eingeleitet werden. Baukosten werden so gespart. Weisen Resultate auf Schadstellen hin, können diese durch Intensivmessungen metergenau lokalisiert werden. Freilegungen werden somit planbar und auf ein Minimum reduziert.
For the intensive measurement, we pace off the pipeline on the Earth's surface and measure the electric potential difference with 2 electrodes at regular intervals. If the coating has a defect, the protective current of the KKS system enters the pipeline at this spot, and the result is a measurable change of the potential in this area. Through this change with respect to the second electrode, damaged spots can be precisely localized. On the basis of this data, we evaluate if the defects are sufficiently protected by KKS or if further measures have to be taken. The KKS is not only a protection system, but serves also for preventive monitoring of underground pipeline systems. In our steadily growing society and our more and more densely built landscape, the general conditions that pipeline systems are exposed to continually change. In particular, the increasing extended public transport system and the electricity supply have a negative influence on long pipelines. All this not only increases the corrosion risk of the pipelines, but can also create high voltages that endanger both people and installations. These problems as well are recognized thanks to the cathodic protection monitoring that allows us to take the appropriate countermeasures.
Durch die enorme Vielfalt von Einflüssen und Ursachen, die es beim Korrosionsschutz von erdverlegten Strukturen zu beachten gilt, ist ein umfassendes Schutzkonzept von großer Bedeutung. Schenkt man dem Thema Korrosion von Anfang an die nötige Aufmerksamkeit, kann die Lebensdauer einer Stahlstruktur erheblich verlängert und die Kosten für den Betrieb und Unterhalt gesenkt werden.
The general conditions differ from pipeline to pipeline. For a new installation or for the maintenance of existing systems, suicorr plc offers you extensive professional experience in corrosion protection and proposes a reliable solution to every problem.